How do I get onto the right project? How do I get onto high profile projects? How can I be on a project that will show all of my capabilities and all of my talents? Can I tell you a secret? I think that's the wrong question to be asking. Rather, you should be asking how you can make yourself visible and trusted no matter the project you are on. Because let's face it, in real life, sometimes you don't get the chance to choose the project you want to do. You are handed a project that is already messy. You're handed a project that is already halfway and going in the totally wrong direction. The project is late. Someone just abandoned the project to you. There are problems left, right, and center. That is the reality that you might sometimes find yourself in. No matter the kind of project it is, you can stand out. You can make yourself visible. And I'm going to show you how. Let's get into the video. So you see, visibility is not a function of the project title or what the project is trying to achieve. Your visibility is a function of how much you have helped your team on the project to function better and to deliver the results that they were originally set out to deliver in the most efficient way possible. So one of the things you want to do is to be able to quickly show your competence in your role. I'm not saying just do your job. I'm saying do your job in a way that is as efficient as possible. And it removes friction for other people. That's what I'm saying. Do your job in a way that is as efficient as possible and removes friction from other people. And it makes it easier for other people to do their role. Okay, what do I mean? You're on a project. Why don't you build a tracker? Maybe there was a tracker that they were using before. It's not optimal. You're hearing people complaining about the tracker. Why don't you create a tracker that is fit for purpose for the project you're working on? People will notice that. Not a tracker that has multiple fields that nobody cares about. Build a tracker that works for the project you're on. Or there's a dashboard that is not that you need to use, but it's not giving the level of information that it needs to give. Create your own dashboard. Make it useful, fit for purpose for your project. Run your meetings properly. Let it have a clear outcome. People should know what you're trying to achieve from the meeting before they even get into the meeting, what the outcome of the meeting is supposed to be. It needs to end when it's supposed to end and start when it's supposed to start. People will appreciate your efficiency in keeping things running and how you handle you're in a meeting and the topic is going on for long. How you bring everybody back together, either to complete that conversation or to park it and have a separate conversation about it. People remember how you lead your meetings, how you made them feel after the meeting was all over. Do you make them feel, oh God, I wasted a whole hour of my time. I wasted 30 minutes. I didn't gain anything from that. Or that meeting was so well run. It was clear what we're trying to achieve. We didn't achieve every single thing, but we achieved 90% of it. Or we achieved everything. Or at least now we are clear on what the problem is that we're trying to solve. No, sometimes you go into a meeting, you expect it to go one way, but somebody throws a curveball. You react to the curveball and still make it a useful meeting for everybody that has been involved. Let me give you another example. There's there's an issue, and in that meeting you've decided that we need to pack it, we need to find a solution. So everybody and specific stakeholders have been tasked to go and kind of investigate and we'll regroup on it. Don't leave it to them. Also do your own investigation. Don't say, oh, and I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, well, I'm not the subject matter expert. But check if that project has happened previously in your organization. Go back and check the lessons learned. Is there any lessons learned that is particular to your current situation? Is there somebody that worked on the same type of project before that is still in the organization that you can have a quick chat with? Is there anything that is publicly available that you can have a look at to either buttress or debunk an option that somebody is suggesting? It's not for you to do all of that research and then make a decision on your own. Of course not, no. But you're going into the next meeting where we're discussing it armed with your own point of view, with your own viewpoint on the issue. And that makes you gold. And the next thing you want to do is understand the problem and anticipate what comes next. What questions will come up next week? What decisions are we avoiding that we need to face next week? What could realistically go wrong? All right. That's what you need to be thinking about. Ask your questions, because if you don't know, you've thought about it, you don't know the answer to a question, most of the time, the other people in the room also don't know or haven't clearly articulated it. So ask it and get the clarity for yourself and for other people around you. Ability to ask good questions. As you keep on asking your questions, you get better at asking questions, and your questions get better and better because you're getting prepared before the meeting, right? Before you know what's going on, you've been noticed. Your managers will be asking you to represent them sometimes in meetings, or they'll be taking you along to meetings because you have a unique viewpoint, or you sometimes see what others are not seeing. That's how to show leadership. Now, I mentioned risk, anticipating the risk. I am not saying here that you have a risk workshop and you collate all the risk. Yes, you need to do all of that, but go beyond that. It's you actively manage that risk, the mitigations and the contingency. It's something you're looking at constantly, and you're checking, and you're making sure that the owners of the risk are looking at it as well. And don't think that because you've created your risk register once, that's it. New risks come up all the time. Make sure it's in, but not just it's in the register. It's not just being in the register that counts. It's the management of the risk that is even more important. This applies to everyone. You want to be visible, you want to be articulate in interviews, you need to document. It is non negotiable. At the end of every week, you want to be able to write for yourself and for your manager what I achieved this week, what moved forward this week, what was blocked this week, what is coming next, how we're doing it. If you've completed something, what was the lesson that we learned from it? It protects you. It gives you. It sharpens your stories, and it helps you when it's time for promotions and when you're going for your interviews. You have a lot to talk about. So document, create your brag sheet, right? And when I say document, not document and then hide it. No, especially if you're already in the job, document it and make it clear to your line manager. I might do a video on how to have successful one-to-one sessions with your line manager. But if nobody is calling it out, if you're not on a project that is visible, high stakes, that everybody can see the good work you're doing, your job, your role, because nobody is going to advocate for you if more than you will advocate for yourself, right? So help them. And even if somebody is going to advocate for you, help them to advocate because they have the ammunition. So document what you've been doing. Let your line manager have it. Let people see, right? That's how you do it. So if you're not having the visibility you want in one area, you have it documented. These are the things I've achieved. And remember, it's not just writing it down. Quantify it. Quantify it. Why do I need to care that you run a risk workshop? What's the why? Why is it important? Quantify it. Why is it that by moving the date by 2 weeks was a good thing for our project? Why? What did it help us achieve? Did it help us get the software completed as expected, or we were able to add a new feature that increased revenue by 20%, for instance? Document why we should care about that task or that achievement that you had. Do that every week. Make sure that you're documenting every week. You're building your evidence. You're building your evidence. And you know what happens? It will start increasing your confidence in your ability to do the project management work. The next thing people struggle with is they do good work, they are competent. So in the next video, we're going to talk about how to adapt, communicate, and be really crystal clear when projects get messy or you find yourself in a high pressure situation. I'll see you in the next video. By the way, if you've enjoyed what we've been talking about today, let me know in the comments. Let me know if there's any other way you have been able to become visible on your project, particularly if the project is not a high stake or high profile project. Let me know in the comments below. And if this has been helpful, please go ahead and leave a comment for us. I'd like to get to know everyone that is listening to this video.